Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into level 100 plus against the new Pirate King Adventures Mihawk with a no new batch, no stall team to get the job done. Now, we are utilizing some of the anniversary characters. Now, obviously, people should be spending their gems on anniversary, so look, I don't feel bad about utilizing these anniversary units in today's video. We are excluding the Sanji and the Zoro for the Memories of the Straw Hat celebration, but we are utilizing Shanks as our captain with an Ace friend captain. These units are interchangeable. If you guys do not have Shanks, but you have Ace, just flip them around and use a different paralysis support on something like Hiyori or Roger and Whitebeard. That's going to work absolutely fine, but that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. But for this team to work, you do need two of the anniversary units, being either Shanks and Luffy or Ace and Luffy. What you want to do on turn 1 and turn 2 is switch with Zoro and Sanji on the first two turns and tap with them last. They state in their Sailor ability that if you tap with a Wano Orb, you get a Super Swap charge. Now, the way this works, if you tap with them last, they don't lose the Wano Orb, but they still get the Super Swap charge, so that way you don't have to stall for that Super Swap ability as well. On turn 3, Mihawk's going to give you a 95% HP card. He rolls back your middle row special by 3 turns and gives you a good lock, which is very annoying. Plus, he binds your top row. So utilizing Shanks and Ace as captains means you can just bypass this very easily because you can get around the special reverse and the bind. We are going to use Shanks' Super EX on this turn. We have a Roger and a Luffy on the team, so we get access to that. That way you get 2 turns of an orb buff to block the very low 1.1 or buff that gets inflicted on turn 4. Make sure you tap with Sanji there. You really want to make sure you hit with that Wano Orb. Hiyori's going to give you a massive heal, and she locks the Wano Orbs for you. Very nice stuff. On the next stage against Don Krieg and Jin, they have 6 turns of Threshold. They turn all healing into damage, and Gin has a barrier, so you want to use the Shanks special here. However, what we want to do first is we want to swap with Roger and Whitebeard this time, so that way we give ourselves an orb buff, and then we can use Luffy to actually give an increase to that orb buff. He removes the threshold. Because we have that very low 1.1 times attack boost that Gin and Krieg give on this stage, we can actually get a base stat boost with Luffy, and then we can use the Brook support to do damage reduction. You don't really need the Brook support. You take 50,000 damage here, so if you don't have that, don't stress. It's just going to make your rush taps on the final stage a lot more potent. We are going to use Shanks to remove the barrier here. Unfortunately, Shanks does increase the attack boost. Very weird that I say unfortunately. He makes it something like a 1.66, I think, is how big he can make it. I just skipped the animation because right now I don't need it. But utilizing his special is going to remove the barrier and gives us 3 turns of color affinity. It's very nice stuff. Make sure you don't swap with Zoro Sanji here. Just tap with them with that one orb. You get an orb lock and block orbs, which you don't have to worry about thanks to Hiyori anyway. But just getting that extra Super Swap charge for Zoro Sanji means you can swap into Zoro on the final stage. On the final stage, you get 11 turns of Paralysis, 9 or 8 turns of Despair, it might be 9, something like that. And then Mihawk has an Intimidation for Color Affinity, Attack Down, and an Interrupt if you do an attack boost and a Chain Boundary. You also have an Attack Down if you're below a 3.75 times chain, and he has 6 turns of defense up, so he's doing a lot on this final stage. However, we have the piece of the puzzle to get around this. We are going to swap with Zoro Sanji first, turning them into their dual form and giving us an orb buff, which we can then use Ace for to override that orb buff, as well as give us a conditional boost against burn. It's a very nice combination with the overrideable effects. Ace is going to give us conditional. We get a chain shenaniganry with Zoro and Sanji, and because everyone becomes Free Spirit Slasher, everyone is now boosted under both of our captains, just like we were using the EXs to turn everyone into different types on the previous 2 turns. I swapped with Roger and Whitebeard. I was hoping Roger and Whitebeard would just increase the attack boost to 3 times, but if you just stay as Whitebeard, you are going to have a little bit more type advantage there, so that way you can just easily bypass the int variation of Mihawk. So that's going to wrap up the video. Level 100 plus, there's a lot of damage in this team. I didn't even use any rush abilities. You can use rushes first, you can use them last. It doesn't really matter how you rock it and how you roll it. But there is still a lot of damage left in this team, and I feel like it probably will get 150 done, and I'll definitely do a showcase on that once I get there. I did make some hiccups yesterday, so it's going to be a little bit slower this time around, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button for me, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, whether you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.